Familia, and we're proud to always give more where it matters.
The specials at Domino's are hot, hot, hot for any occasion. Hot right out of the oven. 1 medium, 2 topping pizza, and 2 20-ounce Cokes, only $35. Free Coke with your lunch until 2 p.m. Small, 1 topping school child lunch special, only $14. 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas, and a 2-liter soda, only $69. 2 large, 2 topping pizzas, and a 2-liter soda, only $92. Oh, and the big one, baby. Free lunch pizza every Tuesday with your favorite 2 for Tuesday special. So, come on down or call and order now and experience our tasty oven-baked goodness. Domino's, the home of satisfaction.
For hot and wild, call Domino's. Now.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555, Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. 1 solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
The views and opinions expressed by participants and callers during this program are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, its management, or sponsors. The station accepts no responsibility for statements made. Good morning, Sinkers and Nevis, and welcome to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me on the program for today, Tuesday, June 24th, 2025. When we open the phone lines, you may call us at 465-1977 or 1903, or our mobile number, which is 662-8674. Those are the numbers you call to lend your voice to the conversation at hand. We are also live via social media, so check us out on our YouTube page at ZIZ Online and via Facebook at ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation. And of course, you're on TV, Channel 5, ZIZ TV. Let me greet those of you who are listening from other parts of the world. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and thank you for joining the conversation for today. The Traffic Department of the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force issued a statement regarding some important road marking updates on the F.T. Williams Highway and the new St. Peter's Main Road. And I know a number of concerns have been raised over the last couple of months as it relates to the markings on those roads, in particular the F.T. Williams Highway. But some changes have been made, and I'll share those changes with you. But it is important for motorists to take note of the changes that have been made for your safety and the safety of other road users. The Traffic Department wishes to inform the motoring public that road marking works have recently been completed along portions of the F.T. Williams Highway and the new St. Peter's Main Road. These markings include a combination of solid and broken or dotted center lines, as well as the installation and removal of turning lanes in select areas aimed at improving safety and the orderly flow of traffic. On the F.T. Williams Highway near the U-Lounge and the junction leading to Factory Road, Designated turning lanes have been installed to facilitate safer turning movements. A similar turning lane has been installed at the intersection leading to Shadwell Estate. Motorists are advised to use these lanes appropriately and avoid sudden lane changes and overtaking at these junctions. However, in the area near Gillard's gas station, changes have been made to improve safety due to the narrowness of the road, the blind curve when exiting the roundabout, and the high volume of activity at that junction. The dedicated turning lane that previously allowed vehicles to access the gas station directly has been removed. Motorists traveling from the Shadwell roundabout direction and wishing to enter the gas station must now proceed around the Taylor's roundabout and approach the gas station from the opposite direction. Crossing the solid center line to enter the gas station is strictly prohibited. Again, crossing the solid center line to enter the gas station is strictly prohibited. Drivers are urged to observe all road markings and signs. The solid line indicates that overtaking or turning across traffic is not permitted. These changes are in place to enhance road safety for all users, and non-compliance may result in fines. We thank the public for their continued cooperation and encourage all drivers to exercise caution and patience when using the roadways. So please take note of the changes that have been made in those areas, especially at the gas station, the roundabout, and they have added markings on the F.T. Williams Highway and the St. Peter's Road. Adhering to these changes that have been made by the traffic department are extremely important. Again, it is for your safety and the safety of other road users. Ignoring these changes it doesn't make any sense. Put it simple. And so you are encouraged to be mindful of the changes that have been made and to please comply with the changes by the traffic department. The search continues for missing teen Janelika Romney, and the search is being conducted by the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force and other community groups and organizations here in St. Kitts and Nevis. We understand that several individuals have been interviewed and their statements have been recorded as part of the ongoing investigation. These statements are currently undergoing detailed analysis, which will inform the next phase of investigative action. The scope of the investigation also includes the examination of mobile phones and the analysis of cell tower data to establish patterns of communication and movement. This investigation is comprehensive and wide-ranging, with multiple lines of inquiry being pursued simultaneously. Every effort is being made to ensure that all relevant information is thoroughly assessed to support a complete and accurate outcome. That is the latest on the Janelika Romney case. The investigation continues. They have not yet located the missing teen, and the police, in addition to members of the local community, are doing their part in locating Janelika. And of course, you are encouraged to do whatever you can. If you know something, if you have information, credible information that would assist the police, you are encouraged to share the information with the police for the safe return of Janelika Romney, who was first reported missing on June 16th, sometime after 3 p.m., closer to 4 p.m., and she was last seen in her school uniform, her Virtuous High School uniform. It is 11:14. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation here on The Edge. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
From the heart of ZIZ Radio comes a political talk show like no other. The Edge, with host Devonne Cornelius giving you his take on the biggest stories happening in governance today. Got something to say? Let's hear it. Give us a call at 869-465-2555. Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. One solid hour of in-depth analysis of the machinery that makes our country tick. The Edge, cutting into the matters at hand.
Welcome back to The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining me on the program for today. The phone lines are open. Call us at 465-1977 or at that's 465-1977 or 1903 or at 662-8674. That's 662-8674. You are listening to The Edge for Tuesday, June 24th, 2025. I'm Devonne Cornelius, and thank you for joining the conversation at hand. We have our first call for the morning. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, sir. You didn't have any guests this morning?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, so we're going to deal with some topics here now. And I just want to draw a number of situation and conclusion to the general public. One, you told us the other day, and the Deputy Prime Minister told us the other day, the start of the new Basti High School has started at its original home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we, the public, is asking, where is the assessment thing that were supposed to be done? How come the public ain't hearing or seeing or hear anything about that? Then the other question is, so how much is the cost, the total cost that is going to cost the taxpayers of this federation for the building of the Basti High School? That's 2. 3, who is the contractor that win the bid to do the Basti High School, and how many subcontractors are that contractor is subbing? These are questions we need to know. The other thing is, was another study done to make sure up there is safe and secure all of those, fumes and all those things that were bothering the staff there? Were that taken care of? Did we do a local assessment and an international assessment to assure the general public that when the school is built, that our children, families, friends, and workers are going to be safe up there? These are questions why the Deputy Prime Minister didn't come and relay these to the nation and show evidence that these things have been done. Yes, it is true, it's a campaign promise, right? And he would want to do it before his term is end, right? In 2027, right? But the public need to know that there is safe and all of these things have been taken care of. Another quick thing. A number of work has been done in constituency number 1. We the public is asking, right? Why is it that contractors and tradesmen and women in constituency 1 haven't got these work? I thought when you're a representative, you would look for your constituents that vote you into office. a number of questions. Some windows was changed in the Newton Community Center. It's alleged that this was done by a contractor from Mansion. 2, there is a big apartment is building on East Street. That is done by the same contractor. It's alleged it is done by the same contractor from Mansion. What happened to the workers and contractors in constituency number 1?
Well, I don't know if any contractors or anyone qualified contractors in number 1.
I'm giving you the information.
So what I'm saying is, you know of any qualified contractors in constituency number 1?
Yes, many.
Well, I'm not from the area, so I would know. Hence the reason why I asked.
Qualified tradesmen in number 1. Another question. The park that you could say just about wrapped up or finished up on the Kim Collins Highway. That was done by it's alleged that was done by the same contractor from Mansion. Another thing, there is something being built over in Frigate Bay. That is done by the same contractor. It's alleged that is done by the same contractor from Mansion. The other thing, it's alleged that that same contractor bid on the Bastille High School. The question the public is asking, what is so special between the minister of number 1 and the special contractor from Mansion? What happened to the contractors them in his constituency and the tradesmen and women in his constituency that he promised to give work to when work come up in the constituency? I'm gone. I'll be back.
All right, caller, thank you so much for your contribution to the program. The phone lines remain open, and we're taking your calls at 465-1977 or 1903 or at 662-8674. Well, regarding the questions that you have raised about the Bastille High School, the Minister of Education is the best person to come and answer those questions. I can't answer any of them, unfortunately. The Minister of Education is the best person to come and provide an update on where we currently are. We know that the school has officially started. There was I think it was about 2 weeks ago. I'm not remembering the exact date, but in terms of where we are now and all of the questions that you've posed, caller, and I assume others have posed as well, would be best addressed and answered by the Minister of Education in terms of the people who are working there. I just asked regarding contractors in number 1. I'm not from the area, so I don't know of any contractors in the area, so I can't speak to that. But again, he will be the best person to respond to those questions. We have another caller. We'll take this call. You're on the air, caller. Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
I am doing well.
Yeah.
And you?
I hear Carl talking about a lot of project or something doing constituency 1. Yeah, I'm living here and me, so not know he talking about want to know, and then he talking about the people them who live. It's right, because it's same people they don't want to come back to vote for them, and that's not fair. How you going to take a people from away, from wherever, to come in another place where you want people to want you? And with this school, they were saying that more or something, okay, knocked down, but the foundation will be doing properly, just halfway. See you.
All right, caller, thank you for your contribution to the program. It's 11:22 and you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. Call us at 465-1977 or 1903 or at 662-8674. Call and lend your voice to the conversation at hand. But the previous caller, yes, the questions that you have would be best addressed by the Minister or the Ministry of Education. We'll head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Devonne, good morning.
How are you doing?
And this is Jam down here.
All right, man. What's up?
Calbo, we gonna loan the real thing. Look, Devonne, all the Calbo just talk about, he's right. These people look like they're walking in groups. They wasn't the young man them in groups. We walk in this country. They got the henchmen them to give the public walk. And sharing fear. If it's the thief, we want back the thief. And we will get back the thief, Devon. Now, Devon, look. Let me show you something. I walk through George Street. And what I see up there, why you going to dig up the road and you know you ain't got the asphalt to replace the road? Incompetent! Running down for what? Devon, never query a job where you know you cannot do. You understand what I'm telling you? These people is sickening. Look what happening in George Street. The drivers and vehicle. Oh my God, every night. That's the topic in the Soccer University. The quarter conscience. And they don't care. Don't care, man, a point deal. This Minister of Education should come and telling us about the children's safety over there. If we don't fall into the same problem with the children them, I don't hear the cry, you know. I told her right, you know. The writing is on the wall. We don't see the cry. We don't hear it and see it. Something just ain't matching. Something ain't matching. Now, this is music festival and around town, the business sectors, them telling you they can't feel it. Ain't like before. Something wrong. Something is wrong. And they're talking about them the poor people on a ticket. If it's the thief, we want back the thief. Have a good morning, Devon.
You too, caller, and thank you for your contribution to the program. 1124. Phone lines are open. Call us and participate in the discussion at hand. 465-1977 or 1903. 662-8674. You are listening to The Edge for Tuesday, June 24th, 2025. This is Music Festival Week. Music Festival begins on Thursday and runs on till Saturday. It is an highly anticipated event, and we have a number of local, regional, and international acts that will be performing, hitting the stage here in St. Kitts this weekend. People are already coming to St. Kitts, coming to our shows, and so the place is going to get busy over the next couple of days. I'm told some people have already landed, came as early as Monday. They want to not just experience a music festival, but they also want to experience what St. Kitts and Nevis has to offer. But it is expected to be extremely busy. We know that the St. Kitts Music Festival is not really an event for the government to make a direct profit, but it is an activity that boosts the economy around a time that is traditionally slow season for the tourism industry. And so we're talking about thousands of people coming to our shores. They're booking hotels, they're booking rentals, vehicles, they're dining at our restaurants, and we're talking about service providers who would be given the opportunity to work with the St. Kitts Music Festival. We're talking about marketing agencies, radio stations, media outlets, and all of these different entities stand to benefit tremendously from the staging of the St. Kitts Music Festival, which is a major thing. Let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call.
Hey, good morning, Devon. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing well. And you?
Giving God thanks for life, man.
All right.
And I am praying hard for our country. Welcome home to all those who haven't been here for a while. All of my former classmates, this is Sylvia's husband, from Bastille Senior School. Now and again, they show up, you know what I mean? So if you're out there and you remember me and you in class, we were in the 1A, 1, 2A, 1, 3A, 1, 4A, 1. Oh, yeah, me be bright, right? Lord Jesus, I love you, Lord. Now, the problem with the old Bastille Senior High School, I taught up there for a number of years, was the sewage system. We call that, right? I am saying to myself, the one that they had, The one that was proposed had a sewage system built into it. You're aware of that, right?
I'm following you. Go ahead.
So I am saying we paid for the plan, we paid for everything. So they should be able to use it. Because when you have 800 or 1,000 children in one place, you run back in the same problem. They fill up the toilets because, so many children over time, and so the sewage run over and leak into the soil. So I am saying, why not use the plan for the waste system of the proposed one we had? What do you think about that?
That the one you're talking about is a plan that they had before this current one?
Yeah, the one that they were saying we're going to leak into the water table and all of the story.
So
it was designed with that thing,
So you're saying that the one that they have now is not best
the one that
suited?
they plan to build. They could incorporate that into it because the plan is ours, we paid for it.
Okay. Well, I would trust that the contractors and the engineers would do what is best in terms of the environmental safety.
They say how much millions we pay, 21 million and all of that. If you
when you say caller, Miss Henry.
Yes, my dear sir.
When you said some of the engineers are compromised, what do you mean?
Some I'll tell you why that I mean. I don't mean that they're corrupt. Let us say you're back in a party, right? You're the leader of the youth arm of your party. Now there are certain things that you might consider that could improve their chances. Now there may be certain people in the leadership of the party who oppose everything you say. You follow? You might therefore be reluctant to make proposition. But that's what I mean.
So you're talking about
working not so plentiful in things like that. And so they might say, well, I suggest that we incorporate it, redesign it. But don't go up there and dig no more septic tank. So I'm saying
it's unfortunate that you've come to that conclusion.
I am 77 years old.
It doesn't matter.
It matters for me. You hear where I went? 77. I work in government. I know what it is. You gotta go to
it is still unfortunate that you've come to that conclusion because what you've done, you've questioned the integrity of some of them, of I know them. Engineers and professionals.
Sometimes, look at some of the government buildings. They know that you need access to the buildings. There's a planning thing. They're putting up buildings still with no elevator, and they got 3 floors. Fire engineers design them to it. No, you can't get into some of the government buildings. You're blind or you're impaired also. What you call that? There is the planning law, Are you aware of it? Access must be provided. When you go and put up a 3-story building and no way to get out if a fire break out, you're dead. You think the engineers them they don't know? It can cost too much to do it. What you running from in the beginning?
What you just said, what you just said, and what you said before is not the same thing.
Oh well, it's how you interpret it.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
Anyway, work on the interpretation.
It's not the same thing.
Well, that's the matter.
It's still not the same thing. But thank you so much for
some of them compromise. Because they want the government work and they refuse. Some of them could sometimes. Let me tell you.
What you just said, I understand what you just said, I clearly understood what you just said. What you just said a while ago.
And sometimes the phone them said giving trouble.
What you just said a while ago and what you said before is not the same thing. But that's fine. That's fine.
But you will learn as you go along in life.
We will all learn.
God bless you.
All right. You have a good day. Yeah, man. What you just said and what you said before is not the same thing. I listened to you very keenly, and you just you shifted gears a bit, but that's fine. People we shift gears all the time. It is 11:33, and you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. The phone lines remain open. We have a caller. We'll take this call. The caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Yes, good morning again, Mr. Devon.
Yes.
Carl here. And
Yes.
good morning to
Go
the
ahead.
listeners abroad. A couple of things, right? You get a chance to pass by the schedule like I asked you last week.
No, I did not.
Well, sure you need to pass there and just look up. You can see how nasty it looks. Very disgusting to be in the city. And please to walk down by National Insurance and walk in College Street by government headquarters and see how nasty and moldy and dirty they are looking.
I've seen National Insurance.
Okay,
the
good.
building there,
Good.
yes.
Good. So you see me, like I tell people, I do not come here with no fabricated things. It's what I walk and see with my own eyes, what I assess myself. Right? These things need looking after a lot. When last you went up the hospital, and when you go to the hospital, please to walk around by the morgue and walk to the back where was the old hospital to see the horrible condition it is. I don't know if you all walk up the street there where they used to call Old Hospital Road, they call that Virgin Street. You will see the how nasty maternity ward, children ward going around there, where they have all those, offices and things like that, and to see all the paint come off the building. I mean, those are our main institutions, and we have them looking so nasty and dirty. And behind the hospital is a jungle. The only thing missing is some animals and some rivers. That's the only thing missing to make it a jungle or forest. Disgusting. But yet we're running on the radio and we're running and all kind of press conference and say we're going to build a new hospital and you're not taking care of the one that is in working condition at the moment. So what that said to the world and the public? Look at what you have that is working at the moment, because it's going to take a long time for those people to sell the government the land them down there. They're in a lot of hard negotiation because those lands down there worth a lot of money. And that is not going to keep to be addressed just now. And it grow back up wild and high in bush and trees again. So what the Prime Minister going to do? Go down there and get backhoes and trucks and excavators again and clean up the people and left the pile of garbage there again because he ain't taking them up. Think of the people are saying the land are private lands. If you drive down there and walk down there, so you will see the people have up a lot of side back private property. And the Prime Minister coming on the radio and telling people all the time, oh, we are in negotiation with the people and things, but the people are putting up signs saying private property. So the Prime Minister needs to come again. And we are not happy with that deal with the Christoph Harbour, because they're still owing the Federation a lot of money. We are
where?
That deal that they're giving the Federation.
You're saying Christoph Harbour? Yeah, caller, you're saying Christoph Harbour still owes the Federation money?
They owe a lot of money still. They start
to who? To who?
The Prime Minister knows that.
Yeah, but to who?
The former Prime Minister, Dr. Denzel Douglas, could tell him how much time he lent Christoph Harbour. Millions. Is not worth. So when you're talking about 5 million and then kind of box the mattress money there, we, the taxpayers, want back our money that was lent to them. They sold the harbour. Pay your bills. Pay the country back the money. They could drop in the bucket and kind of box the mattress money about 2 million and 3.5 million and 5 million. We want back our money. They're not happy with that deal that the Prime Minister coming and telling the country. Then there's what the bills that they owe, and they need to pay all. They are owing money still. I'm gone, sir.
All right. Thank you for your contribution to the program. We have another caller. We'll take this caller. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Cornelius, and a good day to all. I don't know if you can call this morning nasty morning, because that's all I've been hearing, nasty. unfortunate on an air like on this a program like this. However, I would say that government needs a unit that would look after the maintenance, and that is including cleaning. It's not just now. People have spoken. For example, you're coming down Church Street, passing in front of government headquarters, and you see the building, that NCI building, the sort of, the grime that is there. I think some of these buildings, even for the external appearance, a power wash every now and again could help to improve things. So, but that's all I'm going to say on that. But they need somebody to be looking at, the various things and keep the place, tidy. But we don't have to keep on this nasty story. I want to just say a little bit on the Bassi High School. I am very happy that government has decided and has started to work on that school. That has been a premier school. It's a school that can do many things and help to uplift the whole education, apparatus, if you want to call it that, of the country. I think that is a very positive thing. It has taken some time. A lot of money has been spent, but I'm glad they are moving forward. Now, why I'm glad they're starting from scratch, and even when they spoke about how initially a few years they had to kind of demolish everything and what have you, because you will always find detractors. Something is wrong here, something is wrong here, something is wrong here. So I'm glad they're starting from scratch, and we're leaving it to those persons who are. The one thing I would say is that it would have been good if they had a sort of a public forum where they kind of presented what was going on, not just on the TV, because that was done previously also. There was a presentation of what one of the alternatives could have been, but present it to because it's a major undertaking.
Right.
Have a big, nice town hall forum. They may still do it. I don't know, but they could have done it in advance. Let us see the design there and what have you and so on. But I say, I thank God that it has started. I wish it well, and I wish everything well about it. And we have to stop picking at little nitpicks just to distract and start off things on the rough side. But thank you, and bless St. Kitts and Nevis. God bless St. Kitts and Nevis. Thank you. Bye.
A caller, thank you for your contribution to the program. You're listening to The Edge on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. It's 11:41. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation here on The Edge. Stay tuned.
Get ready, St. Kitts and Nevis. The momentum continues with Better Opportunity Fair number 2, happening Friday, 27th June at 12 noon on Central Street. Come explore a world of opportunity, from skills training and employment pathways to health screenings, financial advice, and so much more. Meet the experts from Aspire, the Inland Revenue Department, small business operators, and more, all ready to support you. And yes, we're turning up the energy with live entertainment from the one and only Ronnie Rascal. It's access, empowerment, and community, all in one place. Brought to you by the Citizen Security Secretariat. Because together, we're building safer, stronger communities. Don't miss the next Better Opportunity Fair, Friday, 27th June, Central Street, 12 noon.
On Sunday, June 29th from 4 p.m., Caramola Beach Club transports you to Destination France for White Sands Parisian Soiree, featuring the White Swimsuit Competition. Masters DJ Smudge and DJ Terra out of St. Kitts and Nevis, DJ MJ of Dominica, Travis World and Loves out of Trinidad, and Bishop Escobar of Jamaica. Captivating performances by Sugar City's very own Lucas H.E. and David House and Mr. Mention. Appearing for the first time in St. Kitts, Dancehall Aunties Maker. Performing his biggest hits, Jamaican dancehall sensation, wow! And bringing the energy from Trinidad, Miguel Teja! White Sands Tunes will be hosted by top DJ and radio personality Sweet Sister Sensia and Jamaican radio host DJ Spark. Tickets are just $120, paying $150 at the door. For online tickets, visit CaramolaBeachClub.com. It's a French affair on Sunday, June 29th at Carambola Beach Club for the summer's hottest all-white party. White Sands Parisian Soiree.
Everybody charge up, we going higher, full of energy.
Welcome back to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. We have a caller on the line. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
I don't know what he's saying, and Cal is right. Because you have to say what's going on, and they know what's going on. But to hell with people. But you mustn't do that. And then these fellows just God know what's going on too, because that just starts out because somebody must start out with and they used to spell so much of things. And the thing that when they come around, they're going to come around like when it's all next apart. So the same set of see you.
All right, caller, thank you for your contribution. 11:44, the phone lines remain open at 465-1977. We have a caller. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning again, my good friend.
Good morning. Good morning.
Now, you know the term contingency plan?
Yes.
No, the last caller, I find it very interesting. You have to go, she's an economist, eh? I would suggest to her. And she has skills, you know. Try and assist the government in trying to construct contingency plan. We don't have to wait until you look how people want NEMA say, check your roof, check this, check that. And some of us waiting until the wind starts to blow and you can't get on the roof. Don't go call people think about that nasty. We need to have a proper wage sewage system for the school. What is nasty about that? It's nasty when you go and dig new sewage, soak away. On a plan, on a place. There was some down by the park, some cross by the... I mean, really? Please, make a more positive input. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your contribution to the program. The phone lines remain open at 465 1977 or 1903 or 662-8674. We're taking your calls here on The Edge at 11:46. We have a caller. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Morning, Devonne. Glad to hear your voice. Bless up.
All right. Good morning.
Paul, I bet on his sister. I'm calling you to it. Carl Spring it. All the best on his day. Happy birthday to him.
All right. Thank you so much.
And be safe.
All right.
And your family and spend a great day. Enjoy your day. Blessed day. Blessed to the ZIZ. Big up.
All right, caller, thank you for your contribution to the program. It's 11:47 and we're taking your calls here on The Edge before we pause for the midday news. Let's hit this caller. Good morning, you're on the air.
Good morning, Devon.
Yes, good morning.
Yes. I think the sewage system, we need a sewage system, not just for individual places, but for the whole of Bastille, right? And we've been needing one for ages, okay? And for some reason, it's not prioritized. We must be the only country in the Eastern Caribbean that don't have a sewage system for its capital. It amazes me how we still have these open sewers and drains and so on, and they all drain into the Bastille roadstep, right? And we just accept this for decades we've just accepted. This isn't what we expect in 2025. That there should have already been a solution for it. And the topography of Basti is such that it is not a huge problem to solve. But for some reason, we're not prioritizing it, and that's unfortunate. When it comes to the Basti High School, for instance, to switch a bit, yes, it's good that it's finally being started, okay? In my opinion, it's really a bad use of that real estate. We could have done so much more with that. It's, to me, it's bad policy generally to have a high school that is going to be so far ahead of all the others. That's not a good egalitarian look, to be quite honest. All right? If you want to make something state-of-the-art, do something that most of the country can benefit from, like a college. Make a state-of-the-art college, right? Rather than make a state-of-the-art school, especially in an area where it's going to be fed from, which is already somewhat of let's use elite, for want of a better word, part of Bastia. That's going to be fed into that school. I think it should have been used for some higher rise building, maybe 4, 5, 6-story buildings, multi-purpose, include a parking lot, something similar to like what they have in St. Lucia, where you see, you go to the Capitol there. Don't know if you've been there, but you go to the Capitol there, and you can't miss those buildings because they stand out, right? I don't think. I guess the deal has been done, and there's no turning back now. One last thing I'd like to say is that when it comes to these projects, and I think the previous caller alluded to this, there needs to be more consultation. All the ideas do not reside in government officials. They have their own expertise, I'm sure, but it's not necessarily the type of expertise that you need for a lot of the large projects that we undertake. Okay? And if they have much wider consultation, I think they'd make less mistakes. All right? Bring the consultation to the fore, let people feed their ideas into this, and come up with the best solutions to some of the problems we have. I don't think they're doing that. They're keeping everything pretty close to a small circle chess, it seems like to me, right? And not letting the wider public have a say in these projects. It's been going on for some time. It's time it stopped. If we're going to have the best St. Kitts and Nevis that we could have, okay, there has to be much wider consultation. Okay.
Regarding the modern look of the proposed school, perhaps it's a step in the right direction where they're trying to have more schools in St. Kitts and Nevis modernized. What do you say to that?
More schools what?
So we have this one, the Basti High School, which is more modern. Perhaps it's a step in the right direction where other schools in the future are going to be more modern and have more access to services and amenities and so on for the students.
Well, let me ask you. How long has this new Basti High School been in the works? How long do you think that the other schools are going to be able to
get that? Okay. Fair point. Right,
exactly. My idea would have been to we need to put a lot more emphasis on tertiary education, available opportunities locally. Build a state-of-the-art college, which could eventually be a university, right? use the money that is being now put into the Basti High School, the new Basti High School, to upgrade facilities at all the high schools so that all of them develop to a certain extent. It would be a huge improvement on what they have now, okay? Use the money to develop the other high schools, to upgrade the other high schools, and all of them would feed into a state-of-the-art college, right? You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to okay, put it this way, right? I remember the struggles that we used to have when the rural high schools were being developed, where everybody wanted to send the children to the Basti High School because it was considered to have the better facilities, better teachers, better everything, okay? And I don't think we should be going back there. Well, we are.
But I don't think that we're gonna go back there. That's an easy fix. Zoning.
So build a state-of-the-art high school now.
Mm-hmm.
For one thing, state-of-the-art high school is going to take state-of-the-art maintenance
Mm-hmm.
and operation.
Right,
okay?
but in terms of
full funds
Mm-hmm.
from other schools, no?
what we were saying earlier in terms of people would want their children to go to that school, perhaps it was a thing of the past, but I know now that the Ministry of Education, well, in Nevis for a fact, does zoning. So if you live in Charlestown, you go to Charlestown Secondary or
it was still a struggle.
Charlestown Primary, but you enforce it. I can tell you for a fact in Nevis, it is strictly enforced. If you live in Charlestown, you either go Charlestown Primary or you go Charlestown Secondary. If you live in Gingerland, you go Gingerland Secondary or Gingerland Primary. You hardly see anybody slipping through the cracks. So the issue, so what's happening now, okay, you have the Basti High School coming on the stream, which is said to be a more modern high school. Naturally, parents would want their children to go there because they may feel as though they may get a better quality of education because the school looks better and perhaps has more services or whatever. What the Ministry of Education, right?
And students.
But what the Ministry of Education, what the Ministry of Education needs to do is quite simple: zoning. If they're not going to do zoning, then you're defeating the purpose.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll
because
see,
look at it this way, Carla. Look at it this way. You just can't get up and go to the Basti High School. Somebody has to register you. Somebody has to approve that registration.
But the thing is, it's not a problem now because the other high schools all the high schools are pretty much on the same level.
Right.
The facilities, teachers, everything.
Mm-hmm.
But this school is going to be a game changer.
And I understand clearly what you're saying. So it's not a problem now, and it could be, but I'm saying the problem could be prevented from the Ministry of Education. Zoning.
Okay.
Simple.
Yeah, okay, yes. We'll see how that unfolds. But I'm sure you understand the pressure that the Ministry of Education is going to be under in terms of people going to that school and operating it. Because, like I said, it's going to take a lot more to operate a school like that.
Mm-hmm.
And where are the funds going to come from? They're going to have to compartmentalize the budget. And you could bet your life that school is going to end up getting more resources.
All right,
unfortunately, that's where we're heading.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution to the program, and we're going to stop there with the calls. I totally get what you're saying. Well, I would hope that with the government investing in a school that is said to be state of the art, that they would make an allocation in the budget to maintain a state of the art facility. Or else you are completely defeating the purpose. It makes absolutely no sense to build a state-of-the-art facility if you don't have enough funds or if you don't have a plan to maintain or sustain a state-of-the-art facility. Because what could very well happen is you spend this money to build a state-of-the-art facility, and then you find yourself every year spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to fix things because there was no clear plan to maintain or for the upkeep of the school. You've been listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I've been your host, Devonne Cornelius. Thank you so much for joining me on the program. Until next time, you guys stay safe and continue to enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Stay tuned. We have the midday news coming up.